And here we go. We are back. We are on the gauntlet tonight. This is our first of 4 Wednesday nights leading you up to ISTE Live 23, June 25th through 28th in Philadelphia. This is my third trip to Philadelphia, and I'm excited to get back there, see all the amazing people. I've actually been going to ISTE from when it was called NEC. Yep, it was called NEC at one point, the National Educational Technology Computing Conference, something like that. That's how old I am. But couldn't be more excited about this year. Have the opportunity to meet all of you through the podcast here before we go and really get you to see some amazing educators, our 20 to watch at ISTE. I am also excited for the first time in this podcast to have a co-host, Rob. Welcome back, Rob Abraham from Tech. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me.
All right, and we get our newest member of the 20 to watch. Oh, she's coming to you right from Orlando, and it's not even FETC, and from Disney Springs. Next time we'll have to do it on site at Disney Springs or at the Star Wars ride, one of the two. Victoria, welcome in.
Yes, thank you. Y'all are getting the full Victoria Thompson experience today. Because I am coming in from Disney property.
Wonderful. Well, it is magical to have you here for sure.
Thank you.
And you are quite impactful. But for those who don't know you or don't know your work, share a little bit about what you do.
Yeah, so I'm like trying to even think about where to begin because people know me from a lot of different areas. But when I first started out, I was teaching in 5th and 6th grade South Carolina. I was a STEM educator. Okay. Then when we moved to Washington State, so that's me and my wife, we moved to Washington State, Seattle area. And that's when I really started getting immersed into the tech scene. When I was in South Carolina, I was always the youngest person on the hall when I was teaching. And because since I'm young, apparently that means I know everything that has to do with technology. But I found out that I was really good at it. So I taught mathematics. I also consulted for quite a few companies, including Microsoft. I've worked with a variety of different types of educational technology companies. Then I was a STEM coach over 5 schools in Washington State. And now I am at Microsoft. So I was an education industry executive. So I was there really up until the early part of May, but I got promoted, which is really exciting. So I am a customer success account manager covering the Southeastern United States.
Wow, that's a big role, a lot of accomplishments. This is why you're 20 to watch at ISTE for sure. Through all of that, what would be like one of your takeaways that you remember as an ed tech leader?
Ooh, that's a really good question. My biggest takeaway as an ed tech leader is that it's okay to start small and that baby steps are still steps. Sure. A lot of people think that sometimes when you're using educational technology that you'd have to start with all these big projects or all these big things and have kids doing AR and VR, and like using AI from the onset. But it can really be as simple as experimenting with word processing, using things like dictator speech to text whenever kids are completing an activity, or maybe even utilizing multimedia software to complete an activity or an assignment. It's okay to start small. And if you're not comfortable yet with the big thing, that's okay. You can still do awesome small things together.
Wonderful. So tell us about your ISTE experience. What are you going to be presenting? What are people going to see if they come to look you up in the app and say, I'm going to go to Victoria's sessions?
Yeah, great question. So I'm kind of different because I have Victoria Thompson, Microsoft employee stuff. And then I have Victoria Thompson, person who happens to work at Microsoft stuff. So my Microsoft employee stuff, those are all of my job duties for being at the conference. emceeing in the booth, probably like emceeing in the content room, and just being generally available for our Microsoft Innovative Educator experts or MIE experts, and then our showcase school leaders who are going to be there. So that's all kind of work stuff where people can find me in the Microsoft booth or the Microsoft content room. The stuff that I'm doing on my own actually have 3 different things. So the first is going to be a panel. I am so excited for this panel, y'all. It's called Finding Your People, Navigating Professional Learning Networks as Educators of Color. So we have 3 educators of color, 3 Black women on the panel. Teresa Vialba, who I know y'all just interviewed, she'll be on that panel. Love her. We also have Tierra Reed, so she'll be on the panel as well. And then we have 2 allies. We have Dr. Stephanie Stevens and we have Ann Cosma. So they will be on the panel. We'll all be on the panel together. This will also be streamed and recorded. So this will be streamed and recorded for folks that cannot attend in person. And this is happening on Tuesday, June 27th from 11:30 in the morning to 12:30 in the afternoon. So it's a 1-hour panel, but it's a do not miss. We're going to have so much fun and really talk authentically about what it means to find your people in a profession that sometimes can be very challenging.
That sounds exciting.
Yes,
yeah,
it's going to be great.
And that's Anne from Flip, is that correct?
Yep. Anne
So
from
speaking of finding your people, and she'll have to tell you the story, but when we met, we were actually doing dueling keynotes. We were both picked to do it. We had never met, and she put out this super sweet video. You know Anne, right? She's fun.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna be a jerk. I'm gonna go WWE style and put out like I'm coming at you, and it was so much fun, and we've been fast friends ever since. And
That's
obviously,
awesome.
Jaritza, she wasn't able to come before us, but she's coming next week, and I'm obviously
Okay,
proud
awesome.
of her
Very
work
cool.
and supporting her voice as well. So that's gonna be extremely exciting.
Yeah, wonderful. Yeah, so that's number one. Cannot wait for that one. And that was kind of the brainchild of me and Tiara working together. We're thinking, okay, with such a challenging landscape sometimes, especially as educators of color, who can you find? And also, what can you do to bolster up your PLN? So that session's going to be all about that. The second thing that I'm going to be a part of is another panel, and this is going to be about empowering all students from using the ISTE standards. So that's also going to be on Tuesday, June 27th, but it's going to be from 4 to 5 p.m. Eastern. And then it's going to be me, Dr. Desiree Alexander, Melody McAllister, and then Dr. Eileen Winokur. So it's kind of going to be like an ISTE brain trust. You know, we're all kind of in the ISTE space in various areas, because I'm an ISTE community leader. I think Dr. Alexander is on the board, or at least volunteers in some capacity. Dr. Winokur has also been a part of ISTE, and then same with Melody. So we're all going to have a ton of fun. And that's all focused on the ISTE standards and how we can empower students to use them in the classroom. And then the last, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No,
talking too fast.
You're on a roll.
No,
Keep
all
going.
good.
Keep going. This is here for you.
So my last one that I'm going to do is a solo one, and this is one I'm very passionate about. It's about storytelling with media and digital picture books in pre-K through 5 mathematics. So this is not a panel, this is not a concurrent session, this is a workshop, and it is a creation lab. So it's very hands-on, very let's learn together. And I'm a very big believer that literacy is everybody's responsibility. It's not just the responsibility of the ELA or the social studies or the humanities or the whatever teacher. So in this session, what we're doing is we're bringing storytelling and literacy into the math classroom for pre-K through 5. That way that can just continue as the students get older. So a lot of fun, but this one is my baby. This one's my baby.
Sounds like you're going to be busy.
Correct. And to even add to the fun, so I grew up about 15 minutes outside of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I grew up in Marlton, New Jersey. So my parents are coming to ISTE. They're not teachers. They're not in tech. They're just coming to see their baby girl present. And then they're also, of course, coming to see me get the award that I won, which is really exciting.
Exciting. Are they going to come
That's
see you
great.
do karaoke?
Ooh, I can ask.
All right.
Ask.
I know Tech's having an event. When's your event, Rob?
Our event is Monday night, and there will be karaoke. There will be bowling. It will be fun.
All right, we got to get Victoria's mom there, and I want a picture with Victoria's mom.
Yes. And my wife is coming too. My wife is coming too. It's going to be a whole family affair.
All right,
well,
she better.
Victoria, I'm going to give you a Microsoft shout out. I'm actually doing a session on Microsoft tools for dyslexia. So I'm going to be focusing on immersive reader and reading coach, which I was fortunate enough to do this session at a dyslexia event in New York City. And I'm really looking forward, because including Flip, you guys have some wonderful tools for dyslexia and all students with educational differences. So very exciting.
Cool. Yeah, that sounds cool. When is that going to happen?
I'm still waiting to hear back from them. They moved my session. But as soon as I know, I'll shout it out on one of the upcoming podcasts, and hope to see you there.
Yeah, cool. I'm going to move real quick. The magic, this is Disney magic. I'm levitating.
Ooh, that is wonderful.
And we're going to move to this side just in case.
Is Ariel there with a big movie preview this weekend?
Ariel is not, but the wonderful people from Disney Corporate are. And they're moving some things around.
Well, if they want, well, awesome. So as you shared, besides being one of the 22 to watch and being bumped by an umbrella, This is what the fun of live programming is.
Yes, we're doing it live.
One of the things that always impresses me is everybody not only goes to share information, you go to learn some information. So what are some of the things in the top of your list right now that you're looking to learn and consume as an educator?
That's another great question. I am very, very interested. I'm trying to phrase this carefully, in productive conversations around AI and Chat GPT. Because a lot of the conversations I feel like I'm having, especially with folks who are very new to the technology, they just want to know, like, what is it? Is it cheating? Is it going to take our jobs? I was actually involved in a conversation not too long ago, literally yesterday. There's a local college here in Florida where we're now starting a group where we're just, again, having productive discussions about what it means for our work, who we are as professionals, how we use it in our instruction. So that's kind of where I'm coming from with that. I would love to be involved in those conversations. And then something phenomenal this year is that ISTE is holding affinity spaces. I'm very fortunate to be hosting one for LGBTQAI educators. So I will be hosting that affinity space. And I've been a part of affinity spaces before, but they've always been for me as like a Black woman. I've never really participated in one for my identity that I identify of like outside of my race. So I'm really excited to not only lead this, but also be a part of it and have these constructive conversations. It's kind of scary right now for folks in the community, especially regarding how we present ourselves, who we are, book bans, stuff with PTAs and school boards, making sure that our jobs are safe. I'm glad that ISTE is having a community that can honor those conversations, but also continuing that and making sure that we know we have people that we can rely on, and that ISTE is there for us and they support us with that.
So one of the things I wanted to ask, and going beyond ISTE, because I think sometimes, and I really try hard to break this, because as a former building principal and a district leader, I'm kind of into the ed tech space, but we often think of ed tech as its own thing. And some of the topics that you were just talking about span all of education.
Correct.
So what would your message be to the district leaders out there who see ISTE as tech, but you're talking about things that are critical?
Everything.
So
yes.
What would be your message to them to pay attention? This is important.
Yeah. My message is exactly what you just said. Pay attention. I think that sometimes people just see the name of the conference and they're like, oh, it's not for me, right? It is the International Society for Technology and Education. People see the tech and they're like, oh, I don't know if I want to go. You have to pay attention. You have to look at the speakers. You have to see what the talk tracks are. You have to see if there are any workshops that interest you. You need to do more than just look at what the conference says it's going to do and be. And then from there, you can craft your decision as to whether or not you want to attend and also what you want to do when you're there. A lot of conferences that are tech focused have equity strands, have strands for workshopping and creation, have strands for finding out about what might be forward for educational technology, maybe ways to do tech refresh in IT. One of the best workshops I ever attended was with Omar Valerio, who's a Microsoft Innovative Educator expert, and he did an entire workshop based off of like re-networking, essentially. So all of the physicality of the hardware and then also the behind the scenes of the software. I don't deal with that a ton, and I didn't really when I was a school leader, but I learned so much in that session, right? So you have to pay attention and you have to see what it offers outside of just the title of the conference.
Absolutely. So the last question I always ask individuals, because it's critical that for selfish reasons for myself, that's really the only reason. But I love to talk about collaboration. All of your sessions are around collaboration. Tech's work is all about bringing multiple solutions. So for you, when you think about Stronger Together, what does that mean to you?
Would you like this in a sentence? Would you like it in a blurb?
Well, the good news for you is you are the last guest, so there's no ending time.
Okay, all right, cool.
You go. I want to know what you think, what Victoria's honest answer is, because that's, for those of you who know me and have read it in my work, I'm all about authenticity, and I want to hear the real things. And I am someone who does the best I can till I learn better and then do better. And I want to know from you what it means to be stronger together.
So when I think about Stronger Together, I think of these three words, y'all, okay? So the words are inspire, empower, support. So inspire, empower, support. We are inspiring each other to do more and create more and collaborate more. We are empowering each other when we are in spaces empower is probably the biggest one for me, because sometimes you might have a collaborative effort and you're just not feeling it. You're not vibing. It's just not the thing. True collaboration comes when we can empower each other. And then we're also supporting each other. You know, we are supporting each other all of the way. We are sharing what we're doing. We are reaching out if we have anything to say or things that we want to bounce off of each other. It really is a collaborative community when we're there. So when I think Stronger Together, we're inspiring each other, we are empowering each other, and we are supporting each other. If we have those three, then we are stronger together.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate it. That was great. You can have as much time as you want. Now,
Yeah.
are you going to get feedback? Like, is
I love
Courtney
that
there
answer.
watching you?
Say that again,
I
sorry.
said, are you going to get like feedback now or criticism? Courtney, is she there?
She is here.
This is the power of live podcasting. Courtney, how you doing
Hi,
tonight?
Courtney.
So they say, how are you doing tonight, honey? Good. She says, oh, good.
So this is for all of you watching. I figured she would be close, and I wanted to
Yes.
share with you. This is what it's going to be like in Philadelphia.
In
You never know if you're
Philadelphia.
going to. You never know if you're going to be called on camera. People are going to be walking by.
There we go.
We have so
yeah.
much fun. So Victoria, thanks for jumping on tonight. Thanks
Of
for
course.
your authenticity and all the work that you're doing to impact education. I look forward to seeing you in Philadelphia. Swing
Yes.
by the podcast booth. Swing by booth
Yes,
1114 to see Tech. Melody is all over this. You are going to see her because you're going to be there doing a
Yes, I
session
love
together.
Mel.
And we look forward to all of us coming together and supporting education field from each of our lenses.
Yes,
Yep.
I am pumped. And then next year it's going to be in Denver. So we're going East Coast to West Coast for
Nice.
ISTE. Yeah.
All right.
But
I like
will
it.
see you in Orlando for FETC, right?
That
Yes.
you will.
Okay, good.
Yes,
For
Very
sure.
good.
So thank you, Rob, for joining me on this first night of our wild ride.
Thank you.
And Victoria, thanks for kicking off this
course,
week,
yeah.
this month to ISTE, and congratulations again on being named 20 to watch.
Yes,
Thank you.
congrats.
Thanks. Yeah,
Uh,
y'all
have
have
a-
a good night.
Have a good night. We'll see you
Enjoy
all
Disney.
next
Thanks.
Wednesday.
Of course. Yeah. Thank you.
Shoot.